What is up, my viewers? Spang here, bringing you yet another WoT gameplay commentary. It's the reason most of you come to my channel, and I am glad to deliver. Hold on just one moment. There we go, minimap. That's always nice to have, so you guys can actually see what's going on in the battle. I actually do run my minimap a bit larger in the game as well, just so I can have a bit more situational awareness, and there we go. So, right now, we got a match from the Gang Boy. Again, doing all these replays, doing all these viewer replays, I'm seeing a lot of old familiar names, and man, did I miss it. So, right now, he is driving the Panzer 1 off C, or whatever the Panzer version is. It's Panzer something off C. Yeah, the Panzer 1. Okay, there we go. And the little speedster, the Roadster, the super fast moving tank, whatever you want to call it. This is, of course, a 9.2 replay. I'm getting through 9.1 and 9.2, but mostly 9.2 at this point. And a lot of points in that, wasn't there? But anyway, and right here, enemy Panzer 1 off Cs as well, trying to take the hill. Not too much of a surprise, but the enemy team pretty solidly holding hill at this point. That off-C getting a little bit too aggressive, perhaps. Moving on to, you know, Gang Boy's side, and that can end very, very poorly. Ooh, right there, taking a shot, but for no damage from a tier 3 tank destroyer, no less. That is surprising, but I suppose turret armor is good at any tier in terms of, like, having a good chance of eating around for nothing. Because you do have that spaced armor, especially within the gun mantlet. Panzer 1 off C trying to get a little bit cheeky here, and there we go, managing to get at least one shot through. Now, for those of you who never played the off C, it does have a clip. It has kind of a rapid fire clip. It's similar to the T1 Cunningham, in a sense, depending on what version of the T1 Cunningham you run. But if you've never played these lower tiers, if you just free XP'd your way through them and you're an old player, maybe you might want to go back to them. Things have changed quite a bit in the operation of just how a lot of these lower tier tanks play. I know back in the day they did have kind of a clip system of sorts, but it wasn't as prevalent. That was definitely introduced later when the French tanks started coming around. But anyway, let's get back to the match. Gang Boy's team doing pretty well on the vast majority of the map, even managing to get on the capture, because this is an encounter battle on Himmelsdorf. I'm not sure if I mentioned that, but you should have been able to tell that from the map. But Gang Boy's team pretty decisively losing the hill, and that can come back very badly to bite them later. But all in all, a hill isn't too important on encounter battle. Now, in a regular battle, a hill can be a make or break sort of situation. Right here, this is him going backwards. He's going 72 kilometers backwards down the hill. 72 kilometers per hour, of course. Kilometers is not a measure of speed, but kilometers per hour is. But you all know what I meant. Right here, trying to reposition the enemy team, winning 4-7 at this point, and really just pushing down the hill and trying to put the nail in the coffin. Trying to get also on Kpfw. You see that light tank there at approximately Gulf 2, and trying to reset that capture point. Looks like there might be something on hill trying to shoot there as well. The enemy team looking like they might have gotten a reset at one point or other. Right here, trying to get some side shots, very smartly played, but unfortunately the enemy team was just driving by a little bit too quickly. That Chiha, that tier 3 medium tank, stopping to engage, whereas the rest of the enemy team is blitzing towards the cap. Not a bad decision by them, considering they do have a tank advantage, and they are trying to push that advantage as much as they can. This tank destroyer looking like he might get taken out. Oh, so close, so close. There we go. Solid kill. Cruiser 4, I would not take that on one-on-one, but managing to just suffer nothing but a track shot, thank goodness. Missing that other shot, that guy just clearly not managing to aim properly. The Cruiser 4, if I recall correctly, does have a pretty good, solid hitting, higher damage, higher penetration gun, unlike a lot of the lower tier tanks, at least compared to a lot of the lower tier tanks. Medium tank coming up behind bow range, and he's calling for a bit of help. The enemy team still winning in terms of tank count, but not winning in terms of the overall match. If bow range's team can just manage, I'm sorry, I'm saying bow range, aren't I? I mean Gang Boy. I just did this bow range's replay. If you're wondering, I'm doing these back to back. And that's just because I gotta use what time I have. When I have time to do commentaries, I gotta take them. But Gang Boy, I am so sorry, my friend, managing to hold off this M2 medium, who is really playing possibly a bit too cautious. If I was that M2 medium, I would not be nearly as afraid of the Panzer 1 off C. But man, managing to take out that tier 3 tank destroyer, that Frenchie, and it looks like the capture was reset. Very unfortunate, but this Chiha almost oblivious to Gang Boy there, and he will pay the price. 5 kills, so a very solid match at this point. 11-12. It really can go either way. Gang Boy still doing pretty well in health. The medium tank, thank goodness, missing that shot, and he has a perfect chance to blitz that and get on his flank and support his teammate if it's not too late, but it's looking like his team has it well under control anyway, managing to get that kill. The enemy team 12-12, and it really is anyone's match. 12-13. That Valentine getting killed by that Panzer I off-C. The off-C dying, and right here another Valentine getting lit up and taken out. So there's only one enemy tank left, and apparently the Gang Boys team saying he's right there. Gang Boy still has more than enough health to probably survive. I'm not too familiar with lower tier tank destroyers' average damage, but I'm gonna go out on a limb and say he can probably take at least one shot, but probably one shot is all it's gonna be. This enemy tank destroyer caught with its pants down, with its back turned, whatever you want to say, but it will, not be a kill by gun, but it will be a kill by ram. And there we go, 7 kills, pretty solid game. Gang Boy just showing how fun the Panzer I off-C, the little Roadster, can be. Now, the enemy team, well fought. I mean, it's obviously going to be a well-fought battle when it's 15-13. Obviously, Gang Boy did a lot of carrying. If you're wondering why there's only one set of tracks, it's because Gang Boy was carrying his entire team on his tank. Anyway, let's go to those post-game stats. And here we go, Gang Boy showing us just how well he did in what he refers to as his marvelous beast of a little tank. And so, definitely Mastery Badge first class, not too surprising. In fact, I was somewhat expecting Ace Tanker, but considering how favored in lower tiers the off-C is, how many people play it, I guess it's not too surprising that it's only a first class, despite his very good performance. Obviously getting top gun with those 7 kills, and managing to solidly annihilate the enemy team. So 652 damage dealt, and I think his tank, I can't remember how much damage, how many hit points his tank has, but overall managing to take 5 hits and only bouncing 2 of those, but 3 of them managing to get through for damage. But the enemy team really just missing a lot of shots they took at him. I mean, if you remember back just a few minutes ago when those British, yeah, they were British tanks, completely missing their shots because they did not take the time to aim, and if those shots had connected, he might not have been around to influence the outcome of that battle. It might have ended very differently because of just how close the match was. But all in all, the enemy team not doing too bad. That Valentine, wow, 770 damage. Just very impressive, definitely carrying. The M2 medium also not doing too shabby for himself, as well as on Bow Range's team. I mean, you had the other Panzer I off-C doing fairly well, and apparently the German vehicles were carrying for Gang Boy's team. However, the enemy team, it looked like the British were carrying that one. Just a shame they couldn't carry a little harder for them, but it was great for Gang Boy, so good for him. Obviously, I would not wish anything ill to happen to the people who sent me the replays, but, you know. So, auto supply consumables, I guess he was running fuel. I wasn't actually paying attention to his consumables. I probably should have been. Maybe something I should be a little more cautious of. Maybe not cautious, but aware. Just, you know, have better situational awareness. Shots fired, 264. 264. Well, that's how the lower tiers go, I suppose. But direct hits, approximately half, so a 50% accuracy, more or less. In fact, that is exactly half. Huh, funny. 86 of those were penetrations. So, total damage, we already know that. Damage blocked by armor, 90. So, even if that damage blocked by armor was taken, he still would have survived because he had over 100 hit points left at the end. I know that much. I do remember that much. But, enemy vehicle spotted, damaged, and destroyed, 197 in that order. And distance traveled? Well, what do you expect? It's a fast, light tank. But overall, would have earned 11,000 credits if he had if he had premium, and 1393 experience. So that's actually pretty respectable for a lower tier tank. And part of the reason he was given Mastery Badge First Class, because it was an impressive battle overall. But what do you expect? His little Roadster definitely proving just how valuable of a tank it is. But anyway, if you like this video, click that like button. If you want to see more, subscribe. And if you got a replay, be sure to check the description below for instructions on how to submit. Nailed it! And Until next time, this has been Spang, and I am signing off.
Yeah!